Please be seated, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the College of Science and Technology's graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. I'm Michael Klein, the Dean of the College. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm especially pleased to see all of you. Thank you for returning to campus, whether it's from across town or across the country. Please remember to silence your cell phones. It's an honor to stand here before the extraordinary class of 2020. I know the challenges you've faced in your final year at Temple and are facing even today. I know the sacrifices that you and your family have made to earn your Temple degree. Right now, many of your parents, grandparents, partners, friends are watching our ceremony live stream. I want to thank the family and friends of the class of 2020 for your years of commitment on behalf of our graduates. Let us all stand, please, and give them a heartfelt thank you for all the guidance and support they have offered the graduates over the years. Please join me. Please be seated. As Temple University students, you search for new challenges in the classroom, in the lab, on the job, and in the community. During your years at CST, you created your own opportunities. You learned from your triumphs. You learned even more from your missteps. That experience of working hard, trying new things, and not being afraid to fail means you will succeed. I know you can handle whatever lies ahead because you are already making an impact. Top graduate programs and professional schools that you're attending. You're in business and public service. You're skilled researchers, and you're working in business. You're making a positive impact in your hometowns, in Philadelphia, in big cities across the country, and in the global community. All of us here today know that science and technology are potent engines for economic growth. But they are also powerful tools for addressing societal challenges in public health, access to life-saving drugs, in clean energy, and privacy in a data-driven world. Science and technology's most important impact may be on the environment and the sustainability of planet Earth. I urge you all to do what you can to protect our planet on its journey through the evolving universe. Whatever your field, whatever your passion, continue to invent and innovate, to explore and discover, to be leaders, and because you are the class of 2020, you will be unstoppable. What do we say? Perseverance conquers. Congratulations, and I wish you all the very best for your life's future journey. Today, we are privileged to award an honorary degree to an individual whose values and accomplishments exemplify Temple's highest ideals. An honorary degree is the highest tribute Temple bestows, and it is with great pleasure, especially for me, that the Board of Trustees and the entire Temple community present an honorary degree to Dr. Madeleine Julier. Madeleine Julier is the class of 1970 term chair professor of chemistry at the University of Pennsylvania. Born in Paris, France, she came to the United States from Brazil to earn a bachelor degree in chemistry from Simmons College in Boston. She went on to the University of Pennsylvania, earning her PhD in 1953. Dr. Julier then joined the faculty at Penn, where she was one of the first female chemists to earn tenure at an Ivy League school. Her research interests are in the area of heterocyclic, medicinal, and natural products chemistry. Dr. Julier has earned a number of prestigious awards, including the 1915 John Scott Award of the City of Philadelphia, which is the oldest science award in the United States. And in 2016, she earned the George Washington Carver Award. Madeline currently serves as a loyal member of the College of Science and Technology Board of Visitors. Most importantly, Madeline's passion for chemistry and for supporting women in science, and also her students. Please join me in welcoming Madeline Julier. Trustee member Paul Casillo. Paul is also a graduate of the College of Science and Technology.
Thank you, Dean Klein. By the authority vested in me, on behalf of the Temple University Board of Trustees, I confer upon Madeline Julier the degree of Doctor of Sciences, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Julier.
See, is that okay?
Yeah.
You can take that.
All right.
You can take the mask.
Well, good idea. Good morning. Thank you, Dean Klein, and special thanks to all the students, parents, teachers, and staff who made this event possible. I'm especially honored and flattered to address this body of graduates that has been faced with unprecedented challenge during their education. Okay. Yeah. Amazingly, 2020 graduates, the world has changed dramatically since the beginning of your academic journey. As a result of the challenges you have already overcome in your life, you are well prepared for what is still to come. I think it's time to move forward. Consider yourselves privileged because you, the 2020 graduates, are well prepared to change the world. The opportunities the future holds are many. You will be able to change society to become a kinder, more inclusive society. You will be able to show the world that unity is the answer to problems. You will be able to show that teamwork can provide solutions to the most difficult problems. And this year is also a year to remember, because you should be aware of it, that we have shown the world that democracy has survived and is alive and well. Remember the year, it's important. And you have now the power to fight for a healthier society. Each person's goals are different. Your career path may change as your interests and skill change and evolve. But don't be afraid of the future. Do not worry about what may have been lost due to the virus, because we responded to it well. We now have the opportunity to change the world. And importantly, the choices we make now are our responsibility. So we cannot predict the future, but be aware that life has a way of making surprising changes. And as an example of this, I will end my address with a very personal story. As Dean Klein mentioned, I was born in Paris, France, and I grew up in Brazil many, many years ago before. And as a little girl, I did a lot of reading. We didn't have TV in those days. So I I came across the life of Benjamin Franklin. And it totally inspired me because he was a scientist and he was involved in the birth of a new country. He was a supporter of freedom of speech, and he had a challenging early life, but he overcame it very well. So he was definitely my hero as I grew up, naive as I was there. But important thing is at that time, I never even thought that I would leave Brazil to go to America, and much less that I would spend many, many years of my life at the university founded my early hero, Benjamin Franklin. So this is an example of how you don't know what life holds for you. But the way is life takes care of you in unpredictable ways, and you should trust it and also trust yourself. So, to quote Émile Coué, a French psychologist, you should say this. It says, according to him, day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I think it's a healthy quotation to remember every day, probably when you get up. So, to conclude, do not be afraid of change. And again, to quote Ben Franklin, that's a good quotation. When you finish changing, okay? When you finish changing, you are finished. So change is important, it's part of our life. And I think that I would advise you, challenge yourself and you will reach new heights. So congratulations and all the best for all of you. And thank you.
Thank you, Madeleine. Today's student speaker is Samantha Panish. She graduated summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. As a CST student, she conducted undergraduate research in the Lewis Katz School of Medicine, Thomas Jefferson University, and Temple's Biomedical Research Program in Siena, Italy. Today, Samantha is a medical student in the Lewis Katz School of Medicine, where she is a CPR instructor for first-year students and a lead peer academic facilitator and part of a virtual tutoring program for children of essential workers affected by COVID. Samantha, will you please come on stage and go to the second podium to address the class of 2020. Please welcome Samantha.
All right, well, I made it up here without falling, so I already consider that a victory. So, I had a speech prepared exactly a year ago. I had this master plan to tell everyone exactly what they wanted to believe and what our families wanted to hear. Things like, we made it, here we go, off to the real world. This is our year to shine. Well, it's been a year. It's been a little bit subpar, and I'm sure we're all feeling a touch removed from where we were when we were finishing up classes, saying goodbye to all of our college friends and our college lives a year ago. And so I kind of struggled with exactly what I wanted to share with you today. But I came to the realization that circumstances always change. Life rarely ever follows the original game plan, because life's only consistency is inconsistency. But funny enough, that's kind of what I planned on talking about a year ago. And so that's what I'm still going to share with you today. So now 5 years ago, I arrived on Temple's campus for the most important interview of my entire life. I was super nervous, and I was super sweaty. I was basically interviewing for a program that would put me straight through college and directly into Temple's medical school, so no pressure. And I remember being in the applicant room with about 30 other people, but feeling still completely alone. I was consumed with self-doubt, and all I could do to maintain any sense of control was just run through my mental resume. Because I thought that learning everything I could about science would make me a good scientist. And I thought learning everything I could about medicine would make me a good doctor. But we can't be good scientists, good doctors, engineers, or professionals if we first don't take the time to learn everything we can about ourselves. And for the first few years of my education, I was engrossed in technicality. I was concerned with perfect data, the need to find answers with the highest degree of scientific certainty. I hesitated to ask questions in class because I was afraid of sounding stupid. I hesitated to share ideas with my classmates, and I felt unqualified for all these research programs. I didn't stop to consider and ask myself at the end of the day if I was even happy. In the midst of learning about the world around us, we forget so much about the world within us. Our research becomes routine, our hypotheses habitual, and being content, a confound. I mean, we're taught integrals after all, not introspection. And so I began to question absolutely everything. I was that super annoying girl in class that would keep everyone till the very end because I would ask that extra question. And it was professors like Dr. Macaluso who challenged me to stop accepting whatever I learn at face value, to push past the scientific world of black and white and explore every angle of the world, whether it's in the classroom, the laboratory, or my community. And this process gave me the voice. It gave me my own confidence to stop fearing every step I made. It reconnected me with my curiosity and my desire to pursue lifelong learning, which is exactly what drew me to Temple in the first place. Because we should never reach a point where we have no questions left to ask, no problems left to solve, no goals left to accomplish, and no one left to inspire. So usually, and actually I just realized I could totally take this off right now. Usually graduation is when I stand up here and I tell you that tomorrow our lives begin. We go off into the real world ready for whatever comes our way. Some of us, when we finished college, knew exactly what we wanted to do, and some of us still may not know. But the truth is, none of us ever really know exactly what we're doing. Driving to my first day of medical school, for example, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know how anatomy lab would work in the middle of a global pandemic. I still don't know what half of my classmates look like below the eyes. And no matter how many T-Pain hype songs I listened to on the car ride over, no matter how many Pinterest inspirational quotes I saved onto my desktop background, I still had that lingering feeling of doubt deep in the pit of my stomach. If anything, the stakes were so much higher now. I mean, if I get an answer wrong, are all of the doctors, all my classmates gonna lose respect for me? If I miss a physical exam maneuver during simulation, have I just let down all of my future patients? But that's just it. If this past year or any evolutionary biology class that we've taken has taught us anything, it's that by design, we adapt. And adaptation's necessary because the world greets us so differently on any given day. One day we wake up ready for our 8 a.m. class. The next day, there's a pandemic. But what we don't see coming offers us a beautiful opportunity. Within ourselves is what we've built upon over our undergraduate years, brick by brick. Externally, it's essays, lab reports, presentations, sure. But what we may not have realized is that all along, we've been creating within us our own final project. A version of ourselves that's capable, that adapts, and that will excel. Wherever you are today, tomorrow, or wherever you'll be the next day after that, there is always one constant factor. That is what is within you. And so I urge all of you to get to know exactly what that is. So when I think back to that nervous, sweaty girl from 5 years ago, she would probably tell me that this is the next defining moment of my life. The time to show everyone how years of science have prepared me for years of service. But this is in no way the next defining moment of any of our lives. There's always going to be another project, another presentation, another scary commencement speech to give, another reason to doubt ourselves. But it's the little moments in life. These little moments that remind us what we're truly capable of. Those are the defining moments. Alive with possibilities, ripe with opportunity, the world surrounds us. But it's not until we can greet it with the wholehearted notion that we're worthy of it, that we will truly begin to make our impact. Thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you to the university and all of the administration. Mama, Papa, Simya, я вас люблю. And I always wanted to say this, we did it, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. Thank you. We are about to present degrees to our graduates, starting with PhD students, then masters and professional science masters, and then bachelors. Graduates, please remain in your seats until an usher signals you to stand. Have your grad pass ready to be scanned. Your name will be announced as you walk across the stage. Pick up a red folder, symbolic of your diploma. When you exit the stage, a professional photographer will take your photograph. Are they all ready for that? Once off stage, you may briefly remove your mask for the photos, then return to your seat. So I think we can begin.
Dr. Niraj Kumar Nepal, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics. Exchange correlation kernels within time-dependent density functional theory for ground state and excited state properties. Advised by Adrian Rashinsky, PhD.
Dr. Huda Bajade, Doctor of Philosophy and Physics, Machine Learning and Computation, exploring structure, property correlations in inorganic crystalline materials. Advised by Quinn Yan, PhD. Dr. Leonard A. Berg, Doctor of Philosophy and Biology, Functional Analysis of TCF21 and TBX20 in zebrafish. Advised by Darius Balcianis, PhD.
Dr. Lisa M. Ropars, Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, identifying early steps in the development of HBV-associated HCC. Advised by Mark Feidelson, PhD. Dr. Sanjeev R. Sandur, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer and Information Science, Configuration Modeling and Diagnosis in Data Centers. Advised by Krishna Kant, PhD. Dr. Bahare Torchzaban, Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, the role of long non-coding RNAs, LNCRNAs, in neuronal survival and behavior. Advised by Shohreh Amini, PhD.
Dr. Biran Fall, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, generation of novel solid-state electrolyte, co-crystal of organic matrix molecules, and lithium or sodium salts. Advised by Michael Zadilla, PhD.
Dr. Lauren Michelle Rossiter, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, Natural Product Analogs and 2-pyridone photochemistry. Advised by Scott McN Seaberth, PhD.
Dr. Pratip Chakraborty, Doctor of Philosophy, investigating ultrafast photoexcited dynamics of organic chromophores. Advised by Spiridula Matsika, PhD.
Dr. Brandon C. Presley, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, metabolite profiling of synthetic cannabinoids and identification in human blood via human liver microsome incubation and high-resolution tandem mass spectrometry. Advised by Susan Jansen Barnum, PhD.
David E. Northover.
Haley Hunt.
Skylar Naya.
Nagasai Shashank Kakara.
Thomas Eiler, magna cum laude.
Catherine Branson. Alejandra Almonte. Alexandra Eller.
Suzanne Law.
Samantha Panich, summa cum laude.
Brooke Angelina Karchner.
Julia Tosti.
Jalen Edwards. Catherine Gerhard. Kelsey Epps Ortiz. Kyla Hodges.
Sarah Salem. Joy Wensless. Shariar Siddiqui.
Kimberly Ziemba.
Joseph Murphy, cum laude.
Stephen Luong.
Sophia Farrell.
Kathleen Alexander. Jada Liz Beretta Cruz.
Victoria Lynch. Merrick Ketrick Gillespie. Brianna Mendez.
Anthony Lambright, cum laude.
Christopher Zolkowski.
Jessica De Palma. Jethro Claude.
Harmanjeet Singh. Talea Reed. Vaishnavi Tota.
Jordan Green.
Juan Serviano, cum laude.
Catherine Villarreal Lopez. Nicholas Palmer.
Caroline Wilson.
Alexandra Davidson, summa cum laude. Kurt Dale Mitchell.
Julianne Mason. Alice Moyer.
Michaela Boyanich.
Melanie Sneer.
Zachary Ali.
Claire Zarka, summa cum laude.
Pooja Patel.
Christy Nichols,
Catherine Bell, summa cum laude.
Salman Tahir,
Elizaveta Ibeme.
Luis Rodriguez,
Robin Osejigo, magna cum laude.
Megan Beck.
Johannen Kenglet.
Jagnor Singh,
Morgan McGillian.
Parsa Amadi Nasab Emran.
Samuel Slavitt,
Brian Smythe, Ayana Woodland,
Nicholas Goodyear. Janice Mears.
Bradley Juma.
Derek Sharper.
Alexander Perez,
Jonathan Sanks. Ogdingma Anwerji.
Yusuf Kako.
Alexander Fotis.
Laith Cubane,
Matthew Anthony.
Hee-Won Yang,
Ariella Palumbi, summa cum laude. Likon Deep Gomez. Ian Applebaum.
Leon Mosherosh,
Jaime Leo Figueras.
Rosa Peronesi.
Sage Iskra. Christopher Cobo, magna cum laude.
Lindsay Paulsgrove.
Christina Caval. Don Becker.
Emily Hughes.
Faraz Momahedi Haravi, magna cum laude.
Brian Davis.
Mariana Campbell.
Vivek Trivedi. Joy Morrow.
Tommy J. Tan. Kyle Lee.
Koi Tuan Huang, summa cum laude.
Brendan Rowe.
More than 115 graduates are with us today, and 30 or so participating virtually. On the screen, there should have been the list of the class that were unable to be with us today.
Doctor of Philosophy and Chemistry. Silver Halide Nanocubes, unique platform for developing high-performance catalysts. Advised by Yugang Sun, PhD. Aikibai Akelamu.
Shaquille Alibi, magna cum laude.
Tyreek Allen.
Mira Amin. Jose Asensio.
Hannah Assur, magna cum laude.
Hazel Boston.
Hussein Dashti, cum laude.
Alexander Derbyshire. Inkeruka Ezeakudo. Dr. Hui Fang, Doctor of Philosophy and Chemistry. Non-linear and ultrafast optical studies of interfacial processes in solar energy conversion devices. Advised by Eric Bourquet, PhD. Grace Franklin, cum laude. Joseph Franks. Tanya Garcia Cortez.
Olivia Geddes.
Vincent Gunawan. Janatul Hassan. Ashley Hogan. Kang Huyen. Wesley Jason, Nicole Kasatkin,
Vishal Kasina, Santosh Kesavan,
Leslie Lamb, Stephen Lucas, Layla Mulavdich,
Bogdan Nagurniak,
Stephen Nardo, James Eng, Trung Nguyen, summa cum laude, Nana Kwesi Nyantichi, Susanna Ostrowski,
Rutvik Patel, Surya Prayaga,
Dr. Lauren A. Prophet, Doctor of Philosophy and Chemistry, binding of hydrolysis-prone titanium-4 in medicinal and mineral form to glycoprotein human serum transferrin, advised by Michael Zadilla, Ph.D. Brooke Quinn, cum laude. Aaliyah Saber, Jackie L. Saki, Alexandra Safanov, Tanuja Saja, Nikita Sala, summa cum laude. Sen Shi, Zainab Shoda, Yash Solanki, Samantha Stasko, Hamida Taki, Cameron Zach,
To confer today's degrees, Temple University Board of Trustee member Paul Casillo, who is also member of the College of Science and Technology Board of Visitors and also a graduate of our college. So, Paul, please.
Incline. By the authority vested in me by the Temple University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the respective degree you have earned with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paul. At each graduation, the president of the College of Science and Technology Alumni Board welcomes the new graduates as Temple University alumni. The current president is Mark Dash, Chief Technology Officer, Information Management and Technology at Penn Mutual. He has recorded a brief message for us today, so please let's watch and listen. Thank you.
It's a pleasure for Hooter and me to virtually welcome students, families, and faculty to graduation day at Temple University's College of Science and Technology. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduates who sit here today, and I wish I could be with you in person. My name's Mark Dash, and I'm the president of the College of Science and Technology Alumni Board. You have many decisions to make, changing responsibilities and opportunities ahead of you. How does the alumni community fit into all of this? You chose Temple as an opportunity to better yourself in your career. The alumni community is a way to continue to give back to students and fellow alumni. We provide scholarships, mentoring, and support to students, and networking, advice, and a way to stay connected to graduated owls. I encourage you to become active alumni and stay proud of your achievement. I will tell you that when I graduated from Temple, all I wanted to do was move on and start the next stage of my career and my life. I did not look back. I lost contact with Temple along the way and didn't re-engage until my daughter started looking at universities. When I came back to visit Temple, I was amazed at the transformation, and to be honest, it made me proud and made me remember what Temple had enabled me to achieve. I also selfishly dawned on me that if I get involved in mentoring through the Out of OWL program, I would have an edge in finding talented, in-demand computer science graduates to hire. One thing I can tell you for sure is that nothing is for sure, and we're all living that right now. I told my daughter at her high school graduation not to try to plan too much because the world is unpredictable. We're all well aware of the challenges facing us today in the areas of economic, environmental, social, and public health matters. I encourage you to use all your skills, knowledge, and talents to make yourselves and the world a better place. You have the power to do that. Temple graduates possess some shared characteristics that set us apart: curiosity, work ethic, drive, and motivation. This has been true since I was a student, and I continue to see these qualities distinguish Temple graduates. I will leave you with a quote from John Bogle, founder of the Vanguard Group, whom I've had the pleasure of working for. His sentiment reinforces the value of fellow alumni. Learn every day, but especially from the experiences of others. It's cheaper. Thank you all again, and congratulations. I look forward to welcoming you to the alumni community.
Thanks to everyone who's watching on live stream for joining us today to celebrate the success of our graduates. I want to thank you, the class of 2020, for coming back to Temple for this special occasion. Our ceremony will end very shortly. When it does, please stay there until the stage party has exited, and ushers will then direct you to exit, essentially row by row from the back. Now, the most important part of the ceremony for you all that are here. Please rise. So this is the ritual that we do. So you should take the tassel of your hat and move it from the right to left, okay? Now I'm pleased to welcome you, the class of 2020, as graduates of the College of Science and Technology. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone. Good luck in whatever you're going to do. And as I said, please sit down and relax while we go out in an orderly fashion, and the ushers will show you on the way. And once again, thank you all for coming back. It's really been fun to do this for you. Thank you.